בשעה טובה ומוצלחת. We're starting פרק כ"ג. So just a little bit of an introduction of the Gaon. About the first 8 pesukim of this perek. I will read them fast and translate them literally. I put Sefaria so that I can easily translate it. And then I'll give the introduction that he gives, and then we'll go back into the Pesukim. So the Shlomo Amir said like this: Ki teshev lilchom et moshel. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, yeah. Bin tavin et asher lefanecha. You need to understand well and consider well who's before you, who's in front of you. Samta sakin belo'echa, and you should put a knife in your throat, in your gullet. Im ba'al nefeshata, if you want to live. If you want to have appetite, yeah. If you're too hungry, then you have to be able to hold back, yes, and put a knife in your throat so that you don't eat too much, like you behave, yeah, because you're in front of a ruler, yes. It's not because you see all this food and you want to eat that's it. You can just, it's a free for all. Al tit'av lemat'amotav, and the opposite, you should not crave his food. Vehu lechem kezavim, because it's a food that is counterfeit. All right. Al tiga leha ashir, don't toil too much to gain wealth. Mibinat chachadal, have sense to hold back. I mean, use your bina to hold back, and don't work so much to amass wealth. Ataif einecha bo ve'enenu, because you see it today, but tomorrow it's gone. Yes, you worked so hard for that wealth, so it's in front of you today, but tomorrow that wealth is gone. Ki aso ya'aselo k'nafayim, because that wealth, right, grows wings and flies away. Ya'uf hashamayim, kenesha ya'uf hashamayim, it will fly away like an eagle. Al tilham et lechem ra'im, do not eat the bread of someone that has a bad eye. V'al tit'av lemat'amotav, again, and don't crave his food. Ki kemo sha'ar benafsho, he is like one keeping an account, right? He has a bad eye, so everything you eat, he keeps account of everything. Ken hu echol ushte yomar lach, he's going to tell you, please eat and drink. Velibo bal imach, but his heart is not with you. Pitecha achalta, you ate his bread. Teki enna, but at the end you will vomit it. Shihatta devarecha, yes, haneimim, and you wasted your courteous words, your sweet words. A lot to learn, okay, from this Shlomo HaMelech. Says the Gaon, the Pshat HaPashut in the beginning is that if a ruler invites you to his table, yes, and a ruler, lechaora, the definition of a ruler, and before we go into dive into the specific biur of the Gaon, is somebody that has control and power over you, that lechaora you need, okay, for your needs. That's a ruler, okay, a boss, something. So says Shlomo HaMelech, you should, don't go eat unless you know or you have clarity about what he wants from you. Meaning, if he's inviting you, right, to his table, there's a reason. Because a ruler has a role of a ruler. He's not your buddy, and he's not here to break bread with you. So if if he calls you out of the context of work of the relationship between the two of you, then that means he wants something for you, and you need to be ready for that. You need to know what he wants from you. And you cannot overcome the ta'ava of the ego that you're invited to the ruler, Haman. Yes, Esther invited me. That was his biggest mistake was what? That he was blinded by his ego and did not think carefully. Why would Esther invite him to the Mishlei? Right? Twice. And his ta'ava led to his fall down. So says Shlomo Melech, if you see that you are excited to go, yes, to a meeting with somebody, a dignitary, yes, and you're not thinking carefully what can be the purpose, you're going to end up falling. So instead of falling, use your intelligence. If you cannot use your intelligence and the Yetzer Hara, your ta'ava is so big, then put a knife in your throat. Then like hurt yourself so that you don't put yourself in a position where it's gonna end up backfiring on you. That yes.
What does it mean, practically put a knife on your throat?
Make yourself suffer.
How?
Very good. He doesn't say how. That's the I know, like find a way to stop yourself. You're invited to eat, yes. If you cannot resist because of the ta'ava, then put enough in your gullet so that you cannot eat, yes. Because once you're going to be in front of him, yes, the ta'ava is going to grow. His food, yes, is going to
Convince you.
confuse you even more, and he will get you where he wants to get what he wants from you. Okay?
But Rabbi, if someone's ruler is summoning them to come eat with them, part of being the ruler is that you can't say no to him. If your boss is saying we're going for dinner,
he's
we're
not
going
saying
for
to
lunch,
say no. He's not saying to say no. He's saying to understand what he wants from you. And if you cannot understand if you cannot understand what he wants from you, okay, because you have too much tava to go, then you can call in sick. You can call in sick, yes. And if you can't call in sick, then and you cannot hold right. Yeah, so that you don't get um not confused. You don't get drawn by the ta'avot of the ga'ava and the pleasures that he will bring in front of you. That's the pshat pashut. Okay, but the Gaon obviously says that Shlomo HaMelech here has a much deeper explanation and meaning to what he's trying to teach us. He says, I want to address these psukim, and it's three different versions of the same concept. Those 8 psukim are broken into 3, 2, 3. Right? So eight psukim, 3 categories, 3 to 3. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, that's one category. Dalet, He is another category. Vav, Zayin, Chet is another category. And he says, Shlomo HaMelech is talking about a moshel. The moshel that Shlomo HaMelech addresses in many places across Kohelet and Mishlei is referring to the Yetzer Hara. The ruler that rules a person's behavior naturally and instinctively is the Yetzer Hara. Like we've said many times, the biur of the Ran on the Ma'amar of Chazal, Yud Gimel Shana, Kadam Yetzer Hara Yetzer Tov. Right? The Yetzer Hara is 13 years older than the Yetzer Tov. That's the instinct that the person develops as a child, and then slowly will identify himself through that instinct. And that's who he is. And that's the Yetzer Hara. Right? So that's the Moshe. Yes.
So it's correct to say that the ruler of the person naturally is Yetzer Hara.
100%. It's not correct. It's a fact. It's a fact. The instinct of a person, without him thinking, is Yetzer Hara, זה ברור.
So every
The
time we are
tikkun
not
of
conscious, it's
what?
Yetzer Hara all the day. Every time we are not
Yes,
conscious or any
yes,
thought thing comes,
yes. That's the limudim of Rabbi Yerucham. That's the Rambam, right? But that 100%, clear, cut, straight and to the point. The Gaon also.
wow.
So that Moshel, that Yetzer Hara, rules over the person because that's how he identifies himself. That's how he behaves. So says the Gaon when Shlomo HaMelech says, okay, in Pasuk Aleph, ki teshev lilchom et Moshel, when you come to break bread with your ruler, it's talking about your Yetzer Hara, right? And lechem is what? Lechem is Torah, okay? Okay, so we have two keywords. We have one keyword that is Moshel, representing Yetzer Hara, and then we have Lechem, representing Torah. So obviously, what's happening here, says the Gaon, is that the Shlomo HaMelech is saying that we're talking about the Yetzer Hara of the Torah. Good? It's like the Yetzer Hara invites you to learn Torah.
What does that mean?
I'm going to explain. Right now, we're just putting keywords into place. All I'm doing is plugging, okay, the definitions to the words. בסדר? Moshel is Yetzer Hara, Lechem is Torah. The ruler calls you to come and eat with him. That means, and break bread. That means the ruler, the Yetzer Hara, invites you to learn Torah. So says the Gaon that there are three reasons or three wrong reasons, okay? A person will learn Torah. And there are, let me take a step back. There are three motives, okay, or source of motivations that pulls a person to do something before the Torah. And we've seen in the past, or the person will be driven to do something because it's good for him. It's for the right, for the good reason. Or he will do it because it satisfies his pleasure, it's sweet, or because it's mo'il. Mo'il, it means it's beneficial, right? So, or it's good, or because it's sweet, right? It gives a pleasure, or because it is beneficial, right? Okay. So says now the Gaon, those three motivation, right, are also applied by the Yetzer Hara in when it comes to the Limud Torah. Meaning that the Yetzer Hara will tell you, come learn Torah, come do mitzvot, because it's good, okay? But at the end, the outcome is bad. He will tell you, come and learn Torah because the Torah is sweet, but in reality, it's coming to harm you. Yes? Or he will tell you, learn Torah because it's beneficial for you, and at the end, yes, it's a trap to make you fall. How can that be? Yes? Comes Shlomo HaMelech and dives into each and every category. Okay? Category number one. Now we're back to Pasuk Aleph. Okay? Says the Gaon like this. Ki teshev lilchom, when you come and sit to break bread at Moshel with your ruler. So when you're coming to learn learn Torah with your Yetzer Hara, meaning through your Yetzer Hara, bin tavin et asher lefanecha. Be careful to understand what's before you. Says the Gaon like this. This is referring to the motivation that is called arevut, sweetness, something that is sweet to you. You're doing it for your own pleasure. You're learning Torah for your own pleasure. Okay? Says the Gaon, this is the worst Torah you can learn. The worst Yetzer Hara you can have, yes, in the Yetzer Hara of Torah, and you have to listen till the end. I know, Andy, I know. You have to, and then you understand. Is if to learn Torah, okay, out of a personal pleasure, or because he wants to be called a Rav. He wants to build a career like a career carriera. How you say in English? A career, like a you know a title, Steller, like we say in Yiddish. Yes,
A career.
a career. Sorry, a career. Says Shlomo HaMelech in Kohelet, אם רוח המושל, כן? אם רוח המושל תעלה עליך, if the spirit of the moshel, meaning of the Yetzer Hara, takes the better of you, מקומך אל תנח. Don't surrender your position. Never surrender your position in front of the Yetzer Hara. What does that mean? Says Shlomo HaMelech, sometimes the person wants to do something good, and it's he thinks he's doing a mitzvah, but it's really the Yetzer Hara. We've spoken about it many times. The Gaon addresses it in different places, and the person Bemet fails. He failed. He didn't want to fail, but the Yetzer Hara set him up, and at the end he failed. So the nature of the person, says the Gaon, yes, is to hit yourself on the head and make you feel, after the Avera, yes, to feel bad and say, what have I done? Look where I was, I'm not there anymore. Yes, I've lost my momentum of Yiddishkeit, of Chizuk. Says Shlomo HaMelech, don't surrender your position. You failed, go back right to where you were. Why? Because the Avera will pass. Yes? And at the end, you're back to exactly of who you were before the Chet. So don't let the psychology of the Chet take you down, because that's also part of the Yetzer Hara. And that's how you beat the Yetzer Hara. By starting right away where you left off, and not backwards. So based on that ideology, yes, on that psychology, okay, says the Gaon like this: when the Yetzer Hara invites you, yes, to learn Torah because it's sweet, he says this, that's not good. Lo tov ad davar, okay? Right away, the solution is bin tavin et asher lefanecha. Analyze right away what you're doing and where you're about to go. Says says the Gaon, why Shlomo HaMelech says bin tavin lefanecha? What does it mean? Bin tavin lefanecha. Bin, he says, and here comes the secret of how to counter, yes, attack the Yetzer Hara when it comes, that specific Yetzer Hara. When it comes to tell you, no, come, learn, it's so sweet, it's so good, you enjoy, it's geschmack, you're going to become Tamid Chacham, you're going to call the Rav, you're going to have a shtel. Use your bina, bin, ze bina. Separate, differentiate yourself from the situation and try to understand what is the motive that leads you to learn right now, and is it for the right reason? That's the bina. But don't stop in the bin. Tavin is tevuna. If you recall, we spoke about many times the tevuna and the definition of tevuna. Tevuna is a trait that lives in the bina, but that overlaps in the chokhmah, right? And is the trait, the quality, the intellectual ability, yes, to understand the chokhmah that you are taught in its purity and authenticity before you address it. That's the tevuna, correct? So says Shlomo HaMelech, says the Gaon, when you feel like you're learning for the wrong way, because of It's all gishmak, it's a pleasure. Stop, differentiate yourself from that emotion, yes, from the situation. Analyze, yes, analyze what is the reason you're learning Torah, yes, the purpose of learning Torah, that's the tevuna, and that allows you now to get to the chokhmah amitit, so the pure chokhmah, to see clearly now with the proper eyes the situation, and now make the proper assessment. Bin tavin lefanecha. Bin, bina, tavin, tevuna, lefanecha is chokhmah. Okay? Like pene adam. Okay? Chokhmat adam ta'ir panav. That's the chokhmah. Says the Gaon Mivina, and which is a yesod for all types of Yetzer Hara. Yes, when you are attracted, yes, emotionally, to do a certain mitzvah or a certain limud, bikdusha, yes, and the motivation comes from the wrong place, from an instinctive desire, whatever that desire is. If you want to be able to snap out of the trap of the Yetzer Hara, use your bina, use your intellect to separate your emotion from the situation. Yes, understand properly the situation and the reason why it is right to do a good deed, learn Torah, do a mitzvah, and you will now enter the chokhmah, which is the clarity, yes, or with its full integrity, to be able to understand the situation clearly and see the Yetzer Hara and walk away. Why you need to do, yes.
Time out. I really enjoy coming to this shiur, and you are telling me, watch out, because the emotion that you come excited to learn
Is
you have.
different. That's not what we're saying. You're not coming to learn because it's exciting. You're learning to learn because you're excited about learning. It's not about is it the, are you coming to learn because you want to feel that high, or you coming to learn
Both,
because of what you get
both,
after all this?
both.
Okay,
I
so
feel
then it's
good.
not. Huh?
I feel good about the learning, and it makes me feel good that I did something good with my time, and also gives me chokhmah and bina to take better decisions. Like
So there is
I have both.
Nachon. So there is an aspect, according to the Gaon, that Behemet needs to be addressed.
So what's the emotion that should guide you
One
to?
second, we're gonna get there. Beautiful question. Very good. Yeah, beautiful question. Let's continue. I know.
Okay, okay.
This is one
Process.
of the of the Gaon of the limudim of the Gaon that are it makes a tsunami in the head of a person. I know. We will get there.
Okay.
Why do you need to do that? Pasuk Bet, Vesamta sakin belo'echa im ba'al nefesh ata. If you want to survive from the ta'ava that the Yetzer Hara creates in you, right? When you learn, and you cannot overcome it through the chokhmah, through that bin tavin lefanecha, yeah? Put a knife in your gullet. Dainu, תייסר את עצמך, wait, hold off. Wait until the Yetzer Hara passes, until that excitement passes, and then go into it. The Gaon in the Kitveyat says, learn Musar. Yes? The Musar is Misurin, right? The Musar will recalibrate, will calibrate kivyachol your emotions, yes, your ta'avot, and will make you now address and approach the situation for the right reasons. Okay? So the Gaon says, Vadai, not saying don't learn. Vadai, you have to learn. But you have to learn with the right motivation and for the right reasons. And he says, Pasuk Gimel, Al tit'av lemat amotav. Don't desire, yes, his food. Don't crave his food. Why? והוא לחם כזבים. It's a deceitful food, right? It's a counterfeit. You will get deceived by that food of the Yetzer Hara. And he says, don't let the Yetzer Hara come to you and tell me, what's the problem of learning with a geschmack? Yes, with pleasure, or to become a rabbi. Yes, why? It's a great motivation, right? Especially when you learn with those motivations, you learn great. You're excited. You're engaged. You're like a fire. Yes, you learn out of love, and you learn you're you're all engaged into it, and more. It makes you want to learn even more.
It's a positive energy.
Super positive energy. Yes. Says the Gaon, when the Yetzer Hara, when you have all these amazing positive energies to learn the Torah, there's two outcomes, two collateral damages that come with it. When you learn, while you're learning, because what pushes you to learn is that emotion, the emotion distorts your brain, the clarity of your brain, and you no longer learn with a pure mind. You learn through the emotion. The emotion now channels your brain in a certain way. It's like you make a deal. You know what? Let me translate it in this language. Yes. Do not engage or make an investment out of excitement. Because if you're excited, you feel great about the deal, right? But it is very likely that you're going to make mistakes in your assessment, in your due diligence. So if you're super excited, wait, let the excitement go, assess, have clarity, and then if you decide that it's the right deal, you're going to go into it. But if you decide to, what do you mean? It's my work. I worked 10 hours a day. I need to enjoy my work. It has to feel good. I like the rush. I like the excitement. I want to buy and sell and feel, and feel the adrenaline. No problem. But no, says the Gaon, that when you let the adrenaline get to your head, yes, it stains your analytical capacities. You no longer see things in an objective light. You see it through the light of the emotion that drives your behavior. First collateral damage. The second one is that the Yetzer Hara הוא מרמה אותך. The Yetzer Hara is fooling you. דהיינו what? He's making you see things or translating things that are not real. Meaning there is a wall in front of you, and the Yetzer Hara will make you see. What do you mean? You see that little hole? You're gonna go through that hole, but it's okay. It's okay. Yes. So you make decisions based on an illusion, on a wrong assessment of the situation. So forget about the fact that your intellectual approach is tainted by the emotion, but now the Yetzer Hara is also merame otcha. He's fooling you to make you yourself believe that you can get somewhere, when in reality you can never get there. Yes. So the same way it applies in business, yes, it applies also in Torah. And that's the focus that the Gaon is taking. He says, that's the pshat, ve'u lechem kezavim, right? It is a deceitful bread. It's a counterfeit. Why? Because the moment the Yetzer Hara goes, the moment there's no more of that excitement, what's going to happen? First of all, you're confused. You don't know how to do business anymore. Or you cannot learn Torah anymore. Why? Because someone that shoots himself, he needs his shot of adrenaline to be active. If there's no adrenaline, he can no longer operate. Yes? It's like the guy that needs to take I don't know, like his coffee before, he needs whatever it is in order to go to work. If he doesn't have it, he cannot operate. So now you created a dependence of an emotion in order to operate, in order to learn. What does the Yetzer Hara do? After you're hooked, that's it. No more excitement. And then what happens? You cannot learn. You don't feel like it. It's too heavy. I'm too tired. It's too difficult. I cannot do it. Yes, that's it. Where is my motivation? And let me tell you something. This is the number one seller of the Yetzer Hara in the Olam HaTorah, in the Bachurim. To build Bachurim in the beginning with all excitement, 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 excitement. And then you see the Bachurim, they crash. Why do they crash? What happened? You learned yesterday, you're learning today, you're the same head, you're in the same environment. What happened? The Yetzer Hara boosts the person with super excitement, and then he leaves him. And the person is all confused. Yes? He cannot wake up in the morning, he can go to Shachar, and then you like, I don't understand. Bachur Yeshiva, they can barely put tefillin at 12 o'clock. What happened? By the way, it's not only Bali Tshuva is the same thing. A Baal Tshuva, in the beginning, super excited. I want like ideology, this, tzedakah, learning. Yes, peot, he jumps, chassidut, pa. And then the reality, kivyachol, the reality kicks in. What changed? One thing changed. The Yetzer Hara understood that you're hooked. Now he steps out. And the person does not recognize himself and finds himself naked in front of a reality that's in front of him, and he doesn't even know where to start. And that is the plunge. That is the makebet patish of the Yetzer Hara. Yes, that's lechem kezavim. And that's, it says the Gaon, this is what Chachamim say. Kol ahava she'hi teluya badavar. Right? When you have love that is dependent on something, batel davar, batla ahava. Right? The moment that thing is taken away, there's no more love. So the Yetzer Hara, yes, to answer your question, Andy, yes, Fadai, that you need the excitement, but that cannot be your motive. That cannot be why you come and you sit and you learn. Because if this is why you come to a shiur, the day you don't have it, you cannot come anymore. But what happened? You enjoyed the limud. Yeah, but it's not about the limud. It was about the excitement. It was about the experience. That's why most people, they start and they drop very fast, right? The Yetzer Hara only wants to hook you and give you the push in the beginning. So that you're dependent, and then he lets go. And he doesn't have to do nothing. He becomes passive, yes, and the result happens naturally. So says the Gaon, instead of that, so what needs to happen instead of that? A person has to build his Yirat Shamayim. A person, and that's what he says, Yirat Hashem Tera Omedet La'ad. When you have pure Yirat Hashem, it stays forever. That's the antidote of the Yetzer Hara. Building Yirat Hashem. Because the outcome of the Yirat Hashem is one, that when you learn with clarity, with purity, which is, right, the first collateral damage of the Yetzer Hara when you learn through that excitement, because you think through, you channel your thought through the pipe, the emotion that drives your interest for the learning, versus Yirat Hashem. It's Yirat Hashem Tehora, it's pure. So you learn with purity, with clarity. So you have integrity and objectivity when you learn. Number one. Okay? And number two, Omedet La'ad. Yes, it is an antidote that stays with you forever. The Yirat Hashem is independent of any of your emotions. When you fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the time. Oh yes, Vadai, that you have moments of Yetzer Hara, that he might trick you and you fall. We've addressed that in the beginning. Yes, when this is what happens, don't let the imagination pull you backwards. You stand your ground. Don't forfeit your territory, and start where you started before the chet. עומדת לעד. And that's not תלוי by anything. אל תיגע, כן? This is the first יצר הרע of Limud Torah. And again, the Gaon Mivilna addresses on Limud Torah, but you can apply it on any mitzvah, in anything you do in life. Good?
What's the emotion, if not the emotion of a positive energy to study? What's the driving emotion?
So, ודאי, for example, the Igletal in his Akdama says that to learn with the Gishmak is part of the Limud Torah. That's how we should be. You should enjoy the Torah. The problem is not the emotion. The problem is what drives you to the learning. What is the interest? What is the purpose you're learning? What is the motive that drives you to learn? That's the issue. Vadai that you should be happy when you learn. You should let the gishma kick in. But is it the reason why you're learning? Are you learning just for the kick of the pleasure that you get at that moment? And so you're going back again for that high? If that's what you're looking for, then it's a problem. But if it's a byproduct of the overall picture of growing, of enriching yourself with yediot, on how to better yourself, then it's about vadai that you should enjoy. You should enjoy.
You should want to get near Hashem.
That's it. That's Yirat Hashem. That's the Yirat Hashem. You're doing out of the fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, and we said that at the end of the Perek Kavbet. Yes, that you have to learn and frame your limud for the right reason. Nachon? To get closer לדעת אותו, to get to know HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Nachon? And we said, how do you do that? By building Yirat Hashem. That's what the Yirat Hashem we're talking about. By building that Yirat Hashem, Lada'at Hashem, you get to that level of protection, yes, from the Yetzer Hara. That specific Yetzer Hara that's called the Arev, the Yetzer Hara of Arev, of that sweetness, yes, that pleasure. Dan, it's not directed towards you, huh?
It's clear when you say the business example.
Right. Okay. You have another 10 minutes? Or yeah.
I have to jump, but I'll catch up.
Okay, I'm gonna do Pasuk Dalet and He so that at least we cover a little bit more ground because it's part of the. Okay. Pasuk Dalet. Al tiga leha ashir, right? מלשון יגיעה. Don't toil to amass wealth. מבינתך חדל, כן? Use your bina in order to desist from it, right? To walk away from that ambitious desire or that toiling effort that you put in order to amass wealth. Why? We said, you look at it today and tomorrow it's not there because it grows wings, it flies just like an eagle and it disappears. Yes? You work to build that wealth and one day, boom, there's nothing. Says the Gaon, obviously he continues with the same subject that he addressed, which is the Limud Torah. Yes, and he says this is referring to somebody that learns Torah that is mu'il, that is beneficial. He learns Torah because it's beneficial to him. What does it mean? He wants to be knowledgeable. It's important for me to know. So he amasses a lot of information. He learns just so that when he can talk, he can sound intelligent. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. So he learns a lot of information. Yes. He knows a lot of halachot, says the Gaon, just for him to know them. So that when he doesn't, just for him to say, I know. What I mean, yes, we can talk about this. But now look at the flip side. But when he learns, he doesn't enjoy his learning. He's just learning for the information. Right? So there is no bond, there is no connection, there is no enjoyment in his learning except for dry information. Yes? He wants to become Rabbi Google. I need to know, that's it. She says, that's why it's Al tiyegar leheashir. Don't toil to become rich in yediot, in information. Why? Because you're going to learn a lot of Masechtot, and you're going to think, what do you mean? I know a lot. I know a lot. Yes. Says the guy, says Shlomo HaMelech, Hadal mizeh. Hadal, walk away from that mentality. Why? Because if you do so, if you don't walk away from it, if you don't desist from that behavior, from that yes, mentality of amassing just information for knowing, if you don't walk away and you do that, you will be left with zero. Meaning everything you think you're learning, you will not. You're going to end up, losing. One day, all that information will fly away from you, and nothing will be left. Says the Gaon, we have 3 layers of the Torah. We have Torah shebichtav, right? We have Torah shebe'al peh, and then we have Sodot HaTorah. And in parallel to that, we have Eretz, Shamayim, and Avir. And next thing, Torah shebichtav is Eretz, right? Me'aretz atzmach Emet. The Torah is called Emet. Emet, the earth brings out the Emet. Yes, the Torah shebichtav was given la'aretz. Torah shebe'al peh, and he gave insight of it's in our heart. That's what you bring out. That's the Torah shebe'al peh is your version of it, right? Is what you carry, is your spiritual DNA, the DNA of your neshama. And that resides in the heart of each and every individual. And there is no Torah shebe'al peh ba'aretz. The Torah shebe'al peh, you cannot be found in the Eretz. It can only be found in the earth, in the heart of people. He says that's the kavanah of the bracha asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Asher natan lanu Torat emet is Torah shebichtav. It's called emet. Okay? V'chayei olam nata betochenu, and he implanted within us life of infinity. It's the Torah shebe'al peh. That's the avir. The shamayim is Sodot HaTorah. So he says like this. If you don't walk away from that behavior of learning Torah just to amass information, You ata'if enechabo, you will look at it, yeah, you will see it, ve'enenu, and then it disappears. Says the re'iyah, the sight, you can only see something physical, right? So you can only see something that's on earth. That's Torah shebichtav. We said the Eretz is Torah shebichtav. Dehainu, like he says, Hashem bechokma yasad Eretz. Okay? So he says, use your Torah shebichtav, yes, to connect and bond to the Torah and stay grounded to the Torah. Because if you don't, yes, all the psukim shebichtav, all the Torah shebichtav that you learn just to know, they're gonna fly. They're gonna grow wings. They're gonna disappear. Ki asa ya'aseh lo knafayim. The Torah shebe'al peh, yes. Again, let me. So just to understand. Right now, the Gaon is explaining that chelek of the pasuk as the antidote to the problem. Yes. So he reads the pasuk in two ways. Can ata'if enechabo ve'enenu, right? You're going to see it and it's not going to be there. He's going to make it grow wings and it's going to fly. That's the outcome. Yes? But he says that is also the antidote. How? Put your eyes in the Torah in the Torah shebichtav. That's, yes, you'll see it. And then if you put your eyes into Torah shebichtav, meaning if you learn Torah shebichtav, yes, you will eventually have to grow wings. Why? Because the Torah shebichtav needs explanations, right? That's Torah shebe'al peh. Yes, you're following me. You're following the antidote side of the pasuk or no?
Can you repeat it?
Okay. Like I said, the Gaon reads this this pasuk, yes, in two ways. The pshat pashut of this pasuk is the collateral damage of this behavior. We understand it, right? One day is here, tomorrow is not here. Basically, it's volatile. Yes, why don't put too much effort in something that's volatile, because at the end it's not going to be here anyways. So you wasted your time and your effort. That's the outcome. But says the Gaon, Shlomo HaMelech hides in that pasuk also the antidote to that behavior. By saying what? He's saying the enecha is Torah shebichtav. Put your eyes in the Torah shebichtav. Focus on the Torah shebichtav. And when you learn Torah shebichtav, you're going to have questions. Yes? So it will bring you to what? To need to learn Torah shebe'al peh. Because the Torah shebe'al peh is the key to unlock the meaning of the Torah shebichtav. That's the Mishnah and the Gemara, right? And that's what it means, that it will grow wings, yes? And then it will fly like an eagle. Says those are the Sodot Torah. Meaning when you start learning Torah from its yesod, yes, and you build your limud, Torah shebichtav, Torah shebe'al peh Mishnayot, Gemara, and then Sodot Torah. That's how you elevate yourself properly, and that's how you build yourself to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and shift from that behavior of learning just for the information, which is spontaneous, yes, and has no structure. When all you want to know is information, nothing coexists, nothing coordinates. All you know is what's written. Yes, it doesn't take you anywhere, and it doesn't build you anything. Okay. Yes or no? So basically, what is the Gaon coming to tell us? That if you want to build a gishmak, if you want to build a bond, a connection, and an enjoyable relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, build it from the foundation. Yes? Start from the beginning and build it up slowly, but don't, and all the way to the Sodot. From the Pshat all the way to the Sod. And that's how you build those pillars, those connections with Kushabrichu, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that allows to now develop this intimate relationship with Hashem and a vibrant relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is the antidote to that blunt, dry knowledge that someone would just want to know, just so that he can sound smart, but in reality, nothing. He carries nothing. Yes? Yes or no? Andy, you sound confused. You look confused, not sound. Ah, yeah, he goes. I went too fast.
Yes, I'm in two Zooms a la vez, but I don't want to lose all
Okay,
this.
okay, okay, okay,
Sorry, I
okay,
have to
okay.
be
Now I
silent.
understand. I understand.
Sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
I understand. Tov,
I
Ezrat
enjoy too
Hashem.
much, but I feel guilty for enjoying.
No, don't feel guilty. No, Ezrat Hashem. Tov. Okay, so we're gonna hold here. We've learned, right? The first Yetzirah, which is the Yetzirah of the Arev, right? The pleasure of the motivation, which is the pleasure, even when it is to learn Torah. And we've explained how that clouds the thought of a person and his ability to make objective decisions, whether it's in Torah or in any aspect of his life. Yes? And the other one is doing it just for the knowledge, yes, just to sound smart. A lot of people also, yes, they do a lot of business, but they don't master the information. They want to know they just want to know what it says, but they don't master what it means, right? So they're going to sound smart when they talk with people in business. But yes, but when it comes to to make a transaction, there it's chaos and catastrophe. But they sound so smart. How can it be? If all they care is to have the information so that they can discuss it, so that they can they have it, not because they understand it, right? And the tikkun for that is to build from the yesod. Yes, you want to build a business, you want to know something in your work, build it from the foundation and up. So now you know all the layers and you know how to build and get to a positive outcome versus just know to know. A lot of people know, yes, but they cannot translate that into a successful operation. Yes, it's a lot. Bemet, think about it, and you'll see. I'm sure all of you know people that sound super smart. Yes, but when it comes to execution and application of whatever they pretend to know when they speak, there's zero. There's zero. Yes. That's why it's so important, says the Gaon, that's why it's so important to start from ground zero. Start from the eretz. Start from the beginning and build yourself up all the way to the level of the nesher, which is the highest level bird fly. Right, the nesher flies the highest. Right? So that's how you bridge the gap between the two. Build, but you have to build from the eretz. Yes, and that's how you elevate yourself. But if you like they say, haki, talk for the pleasure of talking, say that you can talk nicely and have great social interactions and feel great that you know that you pretend to know what you're saying. People I say, wow, but you and yourself know that you cannot get anywhere with that. It's an amazing lesson when it comes to build when you want to build yourself in any aspect of your life, at work, in Torah, in a relationship, yes, or in any subject that you're trying to master. The Yetzer Hara will always want you to feel great, so he's going to give you what it takes to sound good, yes, so that you get a kick out of it. But that's it. But at the end, he wants the rekanut. He wants the emptiness. He wants the shallowness inside. Why? Because if it's shallow, the moment he lets go, that's when the person collapses. In every aspect, religion, doesn't matter what it is, business, relationship. These are two of the three fundamental, yes, behavior of the Yetzer Hara that masters and controls and destroys a life, according to the Rambam, of 99% of humanity. These three motives. טוב, בעזרת השם, tomorrow, next year we will learn the third one. So we hold that, we finish פסוק ה'. טוב, יהיה שבת שלום לכולנו בעזרת השם.